Beginning the dissection of the tongue and the floor of the mouth, structures in the suprahyoid region should be examined. We see the position of the hyoid bone, the anterior belly of the digastric muscle, the posterior belly of the digastric, the intermediate tendon of the digastric, and the stylohyoid muscle. The submandibular gland is being lifted out of the way so that we may see the digastric muscle. Just deep to the anterior belly of the digastric is the mylohyoid muscle. The facial artery, a branch of the external carotid, is seen to pass deep to the posterior belly of the digastric and then to cross the lateral aspect of the body of the mandible. The origin of the facial artery from the external carotid is indicated. While the facial artery passes deep to the posterior belly of the digastric, the facial vein passes superficial to this muscle. The lingual artery passes medial to the hyoglossus muscle. The hypoglossal nerve, on the other hand, passes lateral to the hyoglossus muscle, but medial to the intermediate tendon of the digastric. In the interior of the oral cavity, we are now examining the dorsal surface of the tongue. We see that it's divided into an anterior 2/3 and a posterior 1/3 by the terminal sulcus. The terminal sulcus lies just behind the line of circumvallate papillae. In the midline, the position of the foramen cecum is indicated. The valleculae are little depressions between the epiglottis and the dorsum of the tongue. They are separated in the midline by the median glossoepiglottic fold and are bounded laterally by the lateral glossoepiglottic folds. An incision will now be made through the mucous membrane of the floor of the mouth between the tongue and the internal surface of the mandible. The position of the styloglossus muscle is indicated. The duct of the submandibular gland can be seen passing to the sublingual caruncle. Crossing inferior to the duct of the submandibular gland is the lingual nerve. The uncinate process of the submandibular gland is that portion of the submandibular gland internal to the mylohyoid muscle. The submandibular ganglion may be seen to be suspended from the lingual nerve and is located between the lingual nerve and the uncinate process of the submandibular gland. In the floor of the mouth, we see the mylohyoid muscle. Just above it, the geniohyoid muscle. The hyoglossus muscle passes up from the hyoid bone into the tongue, and just lateral to the hyoglossus is found the hypoglossal nerve. The hypoglossal nerve enters the tongue just inferior to the lingual nerve. The relationship of the hypoglossal nerve to the hyoglossus muscle is again pointed out. The submandibular duct is seen to pass just medial to the sublingual salivary gland. Muscles associated with the tongue are the styloglossus, the mylohyoid, the geniohyoid, the hyoglossus, and the genioglossus. We can see the fibers of the genioglossus muscle. The geniohyoid is situated just inferior to the genioglossus. On the opposite side, we point out the geniohyoid muscle and the genioglossus muscle. The genioglossus is attached to the mandible anteriorly and to the hyoid bone posteriorly, and its fibers radiate into the substance of the tongue. The hypoglossal nerve, the lingual nerve, and the glossopharyngeal nerve all supply the tongue. The glossopharyngeal nerve has been dissected out in the tonsillar fossa. The palatine tonsil is replaced over the glossopharyngeal. The glossopharyngeal innervates the posterior third of the tongue.